There we go. We're live. It's James speaking. I think I'm 3 minutes late. I had it set for 1:04 by accident. Should have been 1 o'clock. So if I missed it, I apologize, and we'll go from there. So if you haven't been to these before, this is a Wednesday at 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock. I do these all the time. It's a live, open. Better turn off my other sound here. I always have one. There we go. Turn the sound off. Last week I had some issues with bandwidth. I hope they're all fixed up now. So again, I apologize for last week. We should be okay. And if you missed last week, actually the proper copy is on Training Site, so you can certainly go and do that. Again, these are open calls. I have nothing planned other than going over all the stuff that happens every day in the AI space and as it applies to education and education businesses. I put kind of on the topic today that we could go behind the scenes if you want. And the reason that I'm doing that, I'll show you why I'm doing that. And again, I'll just show this to you and then we'll open things up. But one of the things I wanted to do just with some of the members is trying to find out specifically what people want to find out more about when it comes to this whole learning communities and online education and teaching businesses. And frankly, I was a little bit surprised. I'll try and pull this up a little bit so you can see it. But I think in the last 3 days, we had 270 or 280 people have done the poll. And the one that came out the most was I want to build a full education business with a website, community, and systems. And then the other one was I want to use AI to build better learning experiences, apps, simulations, and workflows, which is kind of interesting to me because, well, it's good and it's bad. One of the things that I thought it would be more about how to use specific AI tools and how to create content for courses. And really looks, I'm hoping that people are kind of past that. And I'm pleasantly surprised that people are looking at the training site or the campus now as kind of the space that they have to go into. So that's exciting for me. I'm glad that's the way it's working, and I'd love to talk about that today. And again, if you haven't been here before, this is open in the chat. Please put any questions. Let me know what's going on. What are you working on? Say hello. Let me know who's here, where you're from, what you're working on. And again, we can certainly go work on other people's sites. We don't just have to look at mine. If you have tools or services or you've seen something interesting that you might want to at least talk about or see if I know or any of the other members know or people that are on the stream, that would be great to talk to. And they do have, there we go, who we got here. So howdy y'all, Alan B8. And then there we go. It's Cabby Tech, apologize. Thank you very much for coming on. I think you guys are what, 10 hours or 11 hours? I'm Eastern Standard Time, so thank you for coming on. And where's Alan from? Okay, where are you from, Alan? Uh, Perfect, there we go. Again, any questions? You guys have stuff you want to cover or you want to see? Is there anything that's challenging you, or you just want to, go over kind of a campus and what I think a campus is and where we're going? I'd love to find out about that as well. And if no one has any questions, what I will do is I want to kind of share something that I've observed over the last. And again, put questions in there if you don't want me to talk. If again anything that you're interested in, kind of talking about, I'm into that. So here's here's kind of the neat thing that I've observed over the past year, and I think this is important for anyone that's in the education space. The Isle Beach, North Carolina. Okay, perfect. Here's kind of the thing I've kind of observed over the last little while, and I want you to think about this. In the last year, if I go back and I take a look at all of the YouTube videos that I've done over the last, close to a year and a half. So I've done 575 or 576 YouTube videos right now on the channel. And one of the things that's kind of interesting to me is that if I go and take a look at all of the different topics that I've covered when it goes into the AI space and all of that, there has been hundreds and hundreds of different topics in the 500 videos that I've done here. And if I look back over the year, there's only one thing that I could figure out that was consistent or a common thread through all of that. And that was the Training Sites campus. That was the only thing that was the same, is it was kind of the baseline or the foundation for all of this content, all of these tools, all of these things for my business. The community or that personal platform was the one part that was standard and the solid foundation for everything that I'm doing personally. So I'm of the firm belief that everyone who is in the education space, who is going to treat it as a business, needs to have a personal platform to build on. And it's not a course, it's not a single app, it's not one thing. It is a personal platform that they can build all of the different pieces that are involved in an education business now. So, if I get one message out to people, the one thing is, it's like, hey, please think bigger than a course. Think about your platform. What are you going to do in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months from now when there's 1,000 other apps, tools, ideas that come across? Do you have something to stand on and pick your shots or your pillars that you want to have for your campus? So that's my kind of blab. I was thinking about that yesterday because of all the big changes. And I think, one of the things that came up here, okay, so here's a question, and I want to talk about this as well. So I watched your video from yesterday and could not find the example on your website. Yeah, I haven't put it on my website. You probably won't find it there because I haven't put it yet. And that is something, I'll show you the app that I built in the video. I did another video actually this morning with another app. I'm not sure yet what is the best way, and this is something, if you've got some thoughts on it, let me know in the chat or in the comments. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to plug these applications into places yet. And if you have some thoughts on that, that would be, kind of wonderful. I know what they can do and I know where I want to place them, but I don't know where the best place to place them is yet in the campus. And that's something that I'm kind of figuring out on the fly here as well. And I'm going to be testing. So give me a thumbs up if you want me to show the two apps that I built, because they are pretty neat. And I think what they are is they're a position now for anyone who is traditionally creating courses to start building these apps out that actually get people to do things. So I've got that one. I will show you that one just so we can take a look at it there. And then that was who put that in? That was Remy. So yeah, so I'll show you the example. That might be an interesting thing to kind of go at. And again, the videos are in the campus and also on YouTube right now. So I'm just going to go to, we'll go to AI Studio. We'll open things up so that you can see it. And I built two apps that were ones that were just to show Gemini 3 and the multimodal, how easy it was. And I did two different apps. And again, these are in the videos. I'll just show them to you quickly what they did. One of them was my Studio Setup Optimizer. This is one that I did today. And what this one does is I basically take a picture of my studio, and I can have myself, I can upload one, or basically just, allow the access to the camera. It takes a picture and then it grades my background and studio positioning for doing my videos, whether they be YouTube videos or training videos or educational content. And then from there, it analyzes them based on some criteria, and then it actually generates updated examples of what can be done to improve the way that I have it now based on the studio. And I don't want to break the camera, but I'll try one here and we'll actually see what happens. So, and again, this is something I did with AI Studio with 4 or 5 prompts. And anyone who's on here or watching, this is something anyone can do. So let's do this one here. We'll use the camera. We'll put it in here. And it's now going to analyze the picture and go through and let's see what happens. It'll give me some criteria that I did and basically look at the studio. So there we go. Let me just do full screen so you can see it. So I've got the 5 criteria it looked at, it scored it. I've got a detailed critique with some suggestions. I've got recommended gear based on the suggestions, and I can actually visualize the improvements, which mean it's going to go and generate another image based on what it does in there. So, my idea for this is to go and say, it's done a little bit more in the background, made it look a little more professional, but that was something that, again, anyone can do. So here's the question I have. I'm looking at these apps and I'm saying, do you teach someone those 5 criteria and then in text or some bullet points trying to explain it? Or do you go to someone and say, hey, here's an app, go run the app in your studio, in yourself, work with it. And then if you get stuck or you don't see the improvements or you're trying to find something that works, then let's talk about it. And I've got 1,000 ideas for these. I'm not sure where to put them yet in a platform. So if you have some thoughts on that, that would be kind of interesting. And if you haven't already, I suggest everyone go to AI Studio and just start using, watch those other couple of videos that I put in YouTube, but just start playing around with this and start thinking about how or what experiences can I create for people that actually get them to do what I'm trying to create content for, or what was traditionally called doing things. So that's kind of a space that I'm in. And if you have suggestions on that, that would be great. So what else we got for questions? I hope that if you I don't know if it's Remy, if that's your name. And again, I apologize if I'm butchering some of the names. If you have some ideas, put them in, or if you've got ones thinking, and in fact, we could try and create an app if you wanted to, if you have an idea, and actually go through it live if you wanted. So let me go see other questions here. And again, if you have them, let me know, and I'll do my best to answer them. So what do we got here? We got, how can I get a platform to help me for my student educational completion? Yeah, okay, we can certainly do that one, kind of go over the platform. I'm needing help turning idea into reality through business. I will do that one. And actually I have another video that's done that I'll publish after this that we'll see. And can I be your agent here in Ethiopia? Yeah, so that's something, another business model. I'm not doing that right now, but there's an affiliate program I can show you which would work in a similar way. So I will, Alan, I will talk about this one because this is a good one. So I'm needing help turning my business into reality through an education business. So I'm assuming that you have some kind of topic. And if you want to give me the topic, we'll do it live right now. Whatever your main topic is of the business or your expertise or the part that you want to focus on. So if there's a single word or a topic, just write it down and we'll actually go through it live. And I'll show you how you can actually do this right away. And this is free for everyone. If you haven't already, I'll show you where this is. Put it into the screen here. If you're watching this, trainingsites.io/join, you can join the community. It's here, it's free for everyone. And on the left-hand side, there's this one here called a 10-step campus map. And this is free for you. These are the 10 steps that everyone I've met who has an education business in course business. I'm not talking about like a professional teacher in that space, but there's like 10 steps that people have to go through if they're going to treat it as a business. And the second one here is, people call it a niche, but I don't really think it should be called a niche. But I'm going to show you that this one step, it's early on. I highly recommend that everyone create a topical authority map. And that's why I'm asking for your topic. So Alan's putting AI here. Let's see what's happening there. Okay, so you're just saying AI is there. Okay, so is there something a little more specific than AI? Is it AI tools? Is it, give me one more level down so that we can get better results. That's pretty vague, so AI. But I'll show it, while you're doing that, put that in for me. I'll basically show you how this works. And again, this is available for you. The course is available for you, and in fact, the actual map that I'm going to show you is as well. So this is the thing that you need to do, and the links are all here. So what I'm going to do is we'll open up a topical authority map prompts. And this is 4 prompts that you can use to map out an education business and be able to pick the chunks that you want to turn in to or add to your platform or build out your platform on. Your community library, to monetize, to teach, all of that particular stuff. And this is the way that it works, okay? Here we go, content topical authority map. So the purpose of this one right here, I'll make it a little bit bigger so you can see it, is how to understand and identify your marketing message, content, and course ideas. So this is a real simple set of prompts, but if you do it, it'll give you a really, really good big picture of the opportunities in your space. And here's what we're going to do. The first prompt just says, I want to create a topical authority map. My core topic is, I'm going to put AI in. Please give us or give me 30 semantically relevant but unique subtopics. So I'm just going to copy that, and we'll open up ChatGPT just because it's here. And I'll show you actually how this works. So I'm going to put it in, and we'll put in AI here. I don't know what happened with AI because that's pretty vague. So did you AI leverage platform? Okay, build an AI leverage platform. Let's leave it at AI so you can just see the example. Now this actually came from the search engine optimization industry, and when they were doing search engine optimization, they would start with a keyword, and then they would want to see what all of the different pillars and subtopics people were searching for that were relevant to the key topic. So I'm going to do this here, and I'm looking for subtopics and content pillars under this topic. They should be useful for course lessons, community discussion areas, and workshop content. Okay, so you can obviously change this. I'm just going to put it in, and it's going to go and run. So it fills it in, and semantically relevant means it's not just, it means it's got search intent. So if someone is thinking of these one things, they're probably thinking of these additional 30 ones. And because in my ChatGPT account, I have 45 plus audience, so that is my special instructions as part of it. Yours will obviously show different. So it's got AI basics and foundations, and it's got a whole bunch of different topics there that are in there. So voice-based AI and wearables, AI for video creation, editing. So it's broken down AI into some segments. So here's the cool part. If you just do something on this, it's like, well, where's the meat on these? So this is the second step to the process. If I go and take a look at one for number 13, is there one of these that kind of like personalized learning? Let's do this one. I can see which one is kind of here. We'll just do this one because it's here. AI automation for small business. This is pretty generic. So that's the one I'm going to work on. The next step to this is, let me open this one up again, sorry, is for the subtopic, give me 10 useful variations or angles. So for each one of the 30, I'm just going to take one of them and I'm going to put it in. And this one is automation for small business. So I'll put the second prompt in. Did I copy it? No. Sorry. There's the second prompt. I'm going to copy it, put it in, and I'm going to do just say AI automation for small business. Give me 10 variations or angles, and they should be ones that can be used for prompts, workshops, and sessions again. So I'm going to pull this one out. So I have 30 different subtopics to work on, and then for each subtopic, it's going to come up with 10 variations or ideas around this. So if you wanted to build a business on AI, and specifically on AI for small business, here are 10 examples of areas that you could work on that are related to your particular market. And in fact, for each one of these ones, there's 10 here. You know, you can change all of the different ones you want. For all of these ones, let's say it's AI customer support and client communication. The next step of this is getting 25 questions per variation. So if I just go and pick this out, we'll put this one in here, and we're doing AI for customer support. So I'm going to put this one in here. I'm going to do AI for customer support. So I'm just saying this one. I picked 30. From the 30, I took one and broke it down to 10. And for each of the 10 individually, I'm just going to say, for one of them, give me 25 of the most frequent or most challenging questions that learners, members, and community participants would have. It should be for content creation, lessons, and Q&A material. So I'm just going to put it in. And now it's going to give me 25 questions that these people would have. if you look at this and you want to create an educational program, a workshop, a lesson, a course, anything that you want to do, each of these questions can be a lesson, or you can group them in bits of 5. This is an entire course or section of your campus. And we came up with 10 of these different ones based on the 30. So if you're getting stuck and you're just trying to think of what can I have my business on, please go through these steps. They're there for you to use, and just play around with, copy and paste them, and actually run them through. And it'll give you, and this is in the video actually later this afternoon. You can use this with Notebook LM, which is kind of the hack that I show. But you have a hub and spoke of 10 individual programs or sections of your community or campus that you can focus on. And this, just build out on it, and you've got an entire well-packaged business where you're an authority on a particular area when it comes to AI and building out your community. So hopefully that helps. Give me a thumbs up if that was helpful at all. It was kind of a quick thing to do, and it's not difficult. That's something anyone can do. We've got 4 prompts into ChatGPT, and you just have to pick out your topic that you want. And obviously, the little more specific you are at the start, you're going to dig down and you're going to have 300, 450 questions that are relevant to that topic that you can slice, dice, put together in any kind of program to put it together. Okay, so monetization and knowledge from, we can talk about monetization in a second. What else we got for? Yeah, so more questions. What else do you want to talk about? Who else is on here? We got 11 people on today. Let me know what you're looking for. What is it that you want to play around with? I can certainly do that. What else we got here? Do I have an agent program? No, I don't. And I will talk about that because when it comes to monetizing the community, there is a couple ways of doing it. And I will show you the one that I set up here. And people should start getting emails shortly on this one. So I'm going to go back to the campus so you can see it. I'm going to go to the campus, and then on the left-hand side, when that comes up, you're going to see in the bottom, do I have it here? No, I don't have it here. It's up in the right-hand side now, I think. Referral program. So I have one of the tools that I use on my platform, my privately branded campus, is Fluent Affiliates. I have a whole stack of WordPress tools that build out the campus. And this is a service that we provided. So if you just want a campus that looks and works like this, that's a service that we can provide. And I'll put the link below so that you have it. But one of the things that we've added is a referral program. And what the referral program is, especially for communities, is this allows anyone like you to basically go out and just share the whole community for other people. And if people, in my case, upgrade or refer a certain number of people, there's either a monetary referral and or a services referral where you get access to more additional content. But this is just another way to monetize your community when you start having members that are there. And if you're doing a good job, it's just like, hey, share the community, share the free community. And then you can start putting all of that together. You get an affiliate link and you just tell people, hey, go sign up. It's free. There's some cool stuff on whatever your topic happens to be. So I'm a big fan of affiliate programs or referral programs, and especially with a free community. If you can entice people to share your community with other people, it's an easy way to start building and growing your email list and the size of your community with all of the email addresses that work really, really special. So what else we got here? Students, okay, tune a textbook into a video. Okay, so here's an interesting question. One of the ones is, I want to turn a textbook into a video. I'm going to show you a cool way to do this. I did a video on it. It's not the only way, but it's one that is pretty interesting right now. And actually, there's an easier one now because of Gemini 3 coming up, but we'll do this one first. So what I want you to do is the textbook, is it in a PDF format, or do you have a Google Doc format, or can you get it into that kind of format? That would work really, really well. If you go to docs.google.com, So if you go to docs.google.com, you're going to see all of the different examples. Here's there's some of the ones that I have. I don't have a good example here of a document. So let me just do one if I have a PDF or something. I'm just trying to look if there's one here that we can have. Here's one that's interesting. We'll pull this one up. Let me see if I can do one here. So I've got a document here that I was working on that I saved. This is about 5 ways to protect yourself. So here's what I'm going to do. If I've got this document here, right? So one of the things I can do is if you go to Google Docs again, and I think this is Google or docs.google. Sorry. Videos. So it's docs.google.com/videos. The way that this works is that all you need to do is upload a document. So you can convert slides, VO3, all sorts of stuff, upload a document. If you have the PDF for the document, you can go and upload it from the drive, from photos, just from a photo. For upload, we'll just pick upload and we'll see if we can get one that's here. And where were my documents before? Just going to scope down here to the Google Drive and hopefully we can find the one that we had. I don't think I have a good example here, sorry. Don't have a good example. So let's just, what would be a doc one? Let's do PDF and see if I can find one here. There we go. Just trying to think, coach's template, that's a PNG. Where's my PDF? I don't have any PDFs, my apologies. Okay, I won't show you because I don't have one ready. So basically what happens with this one is that you upload a document and it will actually go and create a video for you one. So I did one on pickleball as an example. I uploaded a document on pickleball, and what it did is it actually created a video for pickleball.
In this video, we'll provide you with a quick guide to pickleball, including its basics, rules, and some fundamental techniques.
It's played on a smaller court with a perforated plastic ball and solid-faced paddles.
Okay, so it created a video from a document that I had about an introduction to pickleball. So if you have any kind of documents or chapters or pieces like that and you want to create videos from it, you can certainly do that right away. There's Notebook LM that will create videos based on the documents and the research that you've actually done. There's another one called Storybook from Google, which will do that. And in fact, Gemini 3 will do that directly now. And I have another video actually that's coming out shortly. That was the one that I was just talking about, where I had the topical authority map and Notebook LM. That video that comes out this afternoon shows you how you can actually do that as well again. So that's a good question, repurposing content. There's a whole bunch of ways to do it now. If you're just starting out, I would use the docs.google.com videos just to play around with it. And then after that, just go to Gemini 3 and you can start creating stuff right away with some prompts. And I'll have some prompts of those available in training sites shortly when those actually come up. So that's a good question, repurposing content, and it's something everyone should spend some time doing on there. Okay, completely made my life happier. Thank you very much, Alan. Okay, you're operating off of a WordPress plugin? Yeah, okay, so I'll show you. When you're creating a privately branded campus, you have three choices that you have to make if you're going to build a platform. And there's three. I pick the WordPress one, which is self-hosted, and I keep everything. I own everything, all of my data, all of the plugins and everything are on my WordPress site, and it is standalone for me. That is the one that I recommend. It's not the only way to do it, but that is the one that I recommend. The other choice is that there are softwares as a service that try and do everything. And I'm thinking of ones, for example, like Go High Level or Kajabi, some of those ones that you can have courses. They've been adding little pieces of community. Those kind of pieces, but they do email marketing. They have a knowledge base. They have some automations built in. So they try and do everything, and that's a software as a service where you pay them monthly to have access to that service. The middle one is if you have a bunch of softwares as a service that are really good at one part of it, and you have to connect them together. That's kind of the middle ground. And that's when you start using tools like Circle, which is a great community plugin and has a simple LMS, but there's no marketing automations and that part's missing. So you have to kind of integrate them together, right? And then on mine, I use WordPress, and there's a whole set of plugins that make the site look like this, which is almost identical to Circle, but I include on this one, and I can show them for you, this includes Fluent CRM, which is the complete marketing automation and CRM tool. It's got Fluent Cart, which is the shopping cart, exactly the same as Shopify, that kind of thing. I've got Fluent Bookings, which works exactly the same as Calendly. I have Fluent Projects, which is a project management tool, and I have Fluent Community in here. So this stack of tools, it's all on WordPress running off of my data, and it is all integrated. So as an example, on mine, I'll just show you one that I did yesterday. Let me just pull this up, just so you can actually see how this works. So I'm on the website here on the Fluent. This is Fluent Community. This is trainingsites.io. Again, it's free to join if you haven't already joined. I'm going to go and I'll actually go to the settings here, and I'll come back after I've logged in. I'm going to log in as the administrator so you can kind of see what happens here as an example. And this is one that I just did to sell a skill starting yesterday. I've just sold a couple of them so far, but I'll show you actually what happens here. So let me I'm just getting the pages open without showing you all the logins and stuff. So just be patient while I do that. So we got, okay. So here's an example of a workflow that is a complete system within the community. So what I have here is, this is a sales page for Claude skill that I just launched yesterday. And this is a skill from Claude Skills. And again, I have a bunch of videos on these ones. So you can just say, use my Claude competitive messaging skill to analyze this opportunity that I'm thinking of. And the skill will actually go through and do the work. But I have a sales page here, and if someone clicks on saying, yeah, I want that skill, I want to download and use it, these are all the things that it does. Right now it's just $27. Well, I just brought this out. If they click here, what happens is they're going to go directly to the shopping cart. So when they're in the shopping cart, this is Fluent Cart. What happens is when they purchase, it automatically adds them to the CRM that I have, which is Fluent CRM. So I have their billing information, all of their details that are there, and the fact that they purchase something in cart, I have that detail that's all set for me in the CRM. Now the other part that's cool is the very second that they do that, not only are they in the CRM, but they're also automatically added to this course, which is in Fluent Community. So they now automatically are enrolled in this particular course, and the course has the instructions on how to use the skill. So integrated all in one place, all of the data, everything is in one place. I'm not going all over it, and I'm not waiting for getting connections right and all of those different pieces. From here, and I'll show you one other piece that's kind of neat. We'll go through these ones here, and I just want to bring it up without you guys sneaking in and looking at the back end for now. But I'll show you the other cool part. Actually, let's do this. I'll show you what it is. So the other part that's here is I'm looking at Fluent CRM, which is a CRM. And if I look at automations, you're going to see that I have two new automations. One is a competitor messaging offer, and the other one is the competitor message skill onboarding. So what I did is I set up an automation that anytime someone, I make an offer, it automatically sends out 4 emails 1 day apart. And each time if someone purchases, it stops these emails and automatically enrolls them in the onboarding series, which makes sure that they get started, they get it installed, and here's where you go for any support. So the only reason I'm showing this to you is that if you're going to be building an education business, that platform or the place you're going to build on, that is one of the questions that you have to, kind of answer, at least have in the back of your mind, and have the most flexibility depending on when you run that topical authority map and build stuff out, how you decide to monetize, the different kinds of business people that you talk to, what their expectations are, how involved they're going to be. And if you have that platform that has some flexibility in it and you can connect these things together easily, this is, I think, where some real value is if you're going to treat it as a business. So Fluent Community is really, really solid at that, but it's not perfect in all of the different places. For example, the LMS, which is the learning management software, they have a basic LMS in Fluent Community, but if you're doing high-end, for example, I know one of the questions was about helping students. If you're doing certifications and you need multiple instructors and assignments and stuff, Fluent Community isn't the best choice. You've got to add another plugin, for example, like LearnDash or Lifter LMS or Tutor LMS, which are other WordPress ones that actually work with Fluent Community as well. But, it's kind of picking that set of plugins and stuff that work best for you. And in fact, I do have some maps available. If you haven't seen these ones yet, I do have one here. Yeah, I have let me just pull this one up so that we have it. And again, I'll make this one available to you. Let's make it a little bit bigger here, and hopefully you can kind of see it. I'll make it bigger so we can kind of go over it, because I have a checklist on which ones to use. These are the ones I was talking about, whether you're going to have software as a service, turnkey, blended ones, or WordPress ones. What's the core functionality? How much do you need to brand it? How are you going to do packages? Are you selling services or subscriptions or just one-off courses? Is there community? How much engagement do you want? Is it AI ready? So are we going to be able to tie in AI to all of these things? Able to scale, cost and structure, flexibility and control. So those are some of the things that you have to really think about when you're building out the platform. And it's been my experience that WordPress is the best way to do this. It does take a little bit of work. Some people don't want to deal with it. And in fact, that's one of the reasons we offer a managed campus service as part of our agency. If someone just wants to worry about the content and dealing with people, we take care of setting this up and managing it and keeping it up to date. So yeah, what else we got here? Give me some more questions. How long have been going here? We got 14 people on. Give me some thumbs up. Let people know about the channel. Obviously, like and subscribe if you haven't already. My business is helping you start, building, grow an education business to build your own training site and your campus. If you haven't already, go to trainingsites.io/join. My content is there, but the way that I monetize it is if you get access to our live workshops. So I'm pumping content in all of the time in my community library. That is the DIY section where you can learn how to do it yourself based on all the content that is there. However, if you want some help doing that, some accountability and help implementing it, that's when we have a Campus Pass where we actually have live classes every day. And these are ones where you actually get to work and we do stuff on your site. And then I have the agency side, which is things where we build out these campuses for people and manage them if they want. So that's how I've got my business set up and managed. There's all sorts of different ways of doing it, but it's been my experience that you have to have a platform to stand on, and especially important, being able to have your own platform with all of this AI stuff that is coming out so quickly. So hopefully that makes help. What else we got for questions here? Give me some more questions. We got operating off one WordPress plugin, high level. Okay, so here's a question. What's your thoughts on high level? I have a number of people that I know that really, really, really like high level, and they built complete agency businesses out of high level. And it is excellent for that. The thing that you have to remember with high level is that there's a couple of, when you look at it, think of it this way. If you are starting any of the platforms that are software as a service, it's been my experience, then they come from 3 different areas. So high level comes from, and I'll put this at the top, high level comes from the CRM slash marketing funnels and automation part. And what they're trying to do is they're adding courses and adding community. So they are super, super good at the automation CRM part. That part is they're awesome at. They're okay on courses. They kind of added the courses to the CRM over time. And then right now they're trying to, I think they bought a company and it's GoCollab, and they're trying to add community pieces in. So they don't have the best community. They have okay courses, but they're really good at marketing. So that's one way that you see it. Then you may have something like some of the other platforms that started from the learning management courses part. They're trying to add CRM part and marketing parts, and they're trying to add community parts. So, Thinkable, Teachific, and I think even Kajabi was kind of more on the course CRM kind, and they're trying to add the community part. So they're trying to add so that they fit all of those pieces. And then on the other hand, you have one like Circle, which is an absolutely wonderful platform for community, but it doesn't have the marketing stuff, and they're starting to, well, they've been adding courses and course features and events that they have there. So it's like they're moving their way up. Go High Level's moving their way down. Kajabi and some of these other ones that are LMS specific or a little more focused on courses, they're trying to flush everything out. So I do like Go High Level if you have a market or you're in a market which requires some aggressive marketing, lots of automation in that space. Having said that, if you are selling services, if you're selling professional services, if you're selling more than a product or a course, and you have to do things like have appointments, manage booking times or billing times, you need a proper support desk. Those kind of things are kind of add-ons, and there isn't what Go High Level is the best at. So all of these platforms are great. They do really, really well for what they were intended for, and then they're starting to build stuff out. So they're all good programs. I like Go High Level. I like Circle. All of these programs are doable, but it has to fit into, where or what are you going to do with community engagement? How are you going to monetize it? How does it fit into AI now? How accessible is it to all of the AI tools? Like, is the data there? Is that something the community that I can use or access to? Can I add, update, or add course materials there? Can I do prompts and engagement inside the community with AI? So how accessible is it? How do I get people to support? Does it has a help desk? Does it have project management or events and billing? Does my cart do more than just selling access to a course, for example? So there's a whole bunch of different choices here. It's not easy. The reason I like WordPress is because what I think I'm going to start my business on, and I'm asking you, do you know exactly what your business is going to be in 12 months from now or 18 months from now with all of the AI changes? I would much rather have a platform that has room for growth as opposed to waiting for someone else's platform to catch up to something that may have happened. So hopefully that helps a little bit. It's just my rant. If you have any comments or you say, hey, that's not right, put them in the comments, the chat, let me know. I'd love to hear about them. So what else we got for questions? Let me know. Other things to look at. We got more comments here. What do we got here? Anything? We got 11 people on. I got 10 thumbs up. What else do you want to look at? What else has been happening? Are there things that you've got questions about? Is there particular tools that you heard about that you just want to kind of learn about? Do you want to actually build an app? We could go and build an app if someone has an idea, just to show you how easy it is for you to build your own app. Let me know what's going on here. Any more questions? If there's no questions, how long have I been going? Holy mackerel, 45 minutes. Some of these end up being a little bit longer just because there's so much to talk about. So thank you very much, Alan. I appreciate that. Again, there's a huge opportunity in this space for education. If we get focused on our area of it and we start focusing on community, I think that is, again, this is my personal belief, I don't think anyone has the answers on what the right way to do things is. Because it's just changing too quickly. But from what I've seen, myself and the other people that have been in the internet marketing, digital marketing space for a long time, you're going to see that I think the personal platform, that privately branded campus, that community of people is the one thing that you can keep through all of the changes. So start building your community as quickly as possible. So yeah, build an app. So I want to build my own Notebook LM. Okay, there's a question. Here's one here. So it's Harold Gilchrist, I think. Okay, I want to build my own Notebook LM. Um, uh, I don't know. I have not done personally, and if you have, let me know. I have not done personally in AI Studio asking for that complex version of it, and I don't know how long it would take for a demo to do here. I have seen, there's Greg Eisenberg, there's a couple other people I follow on YouTube, and they often use tools like Lovable or Dev.zero or Bolt.new, which are app builders, and they will build more complex apps that do that. And yes, it can be done, and I've seen demos of it doing. I'm not technically inclined enough to do something of that depth. And then if I do a demo on AI Studio, it may take longer and a couple of chances to actually even get something close. But it is doable. So, and the other question I'd ask you, and again, this is just me brainstorming, if there is a Notebook LM already and it's free, why would you want to build one? Is it for business? Is it for personal use? Or is it something you want to monetize? Or what would make yours different than what other people are doing? Not say it can't be done, but just be interesting to see what happens here. So Alan, give me an idea for, go to ChatGPT or Gemini or any of the tools, and then just give me some idea or give me a prompt here as to what I can do for a particular app, and we'll go and build one and just see how it works. And again, this is a whole thing. I will show you this just while we're waiting. So Alan, if you could put that one together, that would be good. And Harold, this is just kind of interesting because I do get asked this from time to time. And let me just open this one up right now. The couple times that I've shown an app with AI Studio, there is on here, let me go back, we'll minimize this one for a second. So the other app that I built was one that worked with you to doing audio analysis of how you're presenting when you're doing video intros or training intros. That was another app that I built. That was the Script Coach. And this one was more of a coaching one, which basically helped you out. And it had you read, would analyze your voice, not the transcript, the actual voice, tone, speed, tempo, all of that stuff, give some suggestions, and then also follow-up prompts. So this one was like a coach. But I did get asked on this, and one of the things is if you're going to build an app like Notebook LM or any of those tools, what do you do after you've built an app like this in AI Studio? So there's two approaches, and again, this is my understanding of it today. Up in the upper right-hand corner, there's a share button that's here, share app, and this works exactly the same as all of the stuff that you normally do in Google. If you're going to share a document, for example, or a sheet, something like that, you can basically have a URL or a link, and it's a Google link. So just like this one here, I can copy it and I can basically send it to someone. They can use my app. So that's one way to deploy it. The other thing is when you do this and you make it publish your app, for example, that means that other people can use your app, but they can also add to it. You know, they can copy it, make another version of it. So that's one other thing to do if you're doing share. The second one is you can do deploy, which is right here with the rocket up top in the right-hand corner. And when you deploy an app, what happens is it's the Google Cloud platform. And again, it's my understanding is that you need to have a paid API key to do this, but it's basically a URL, and this works like an application where you can say, hey, go to my website, and the website happens to be the app that you've built, and it's available for anyone to use. So having said that, it's easy to do that. You have to have a billing account set up. And then there's another couple issues that come into play. The first one is that how do people register? You don't want to just let people use the app because it's your API key. You might get charged depending on what the app does. So you got to try and figure out, how am I going to register people? And then if I'm going to register people, do I keep a database of the times they've used it? So when they log back in or log out, who handles all that? That's the first part. Second part is if I'm going to let people register to use the app, how do I charge them money and then know who should have access to it based on whether they're paid or not paid? So there's a billing system at the end. This is available with the Google Cloud service, but that's something that you need some help and need to think through and build out. The other tools like Lindy and Lovable and Bolt, they are a little more robust in that particular department where they've already got kind of packages for the registration part and the other one in. So deploying stuff you have to think of as well as you're going to have it part of an app, especially if you're doing something like teaching. But that's in the upper right-hand corner that's there. So there we go. So Harold, I would want to come up with other media types to make different. Okay, perfect. Let's build an app, help people figure out their niche. Okay, let's do that one. So I'm going to go back to the start here and we'll do a live app. So when you go, and again, if you haven't done this before, we've got aistudio.google.com/apps. And this is their playground, and you have the app builder, and you can see it's using Gemini 3 Pro Preview, which is the new one that came out. And if you don't see this, it probably means you're just in the Google AI Studio. And that one is just aistudio.google.com. You'll see there's home here. You want to click on the build so that you go to the build. So we're just going to go in. I'm just going to say, I want to build an app that helps first-time course creators. We'll do that one. Figure out their niche and profitability. And so we'll just put we're making it profitable. And again, the more detail you put in here, the better. And this is, and what I normally do is, actually, let me do this. I'm going to copy this. What I normally do is I'll now go to here, and I'm just going to say, go to ChatGPT or any other tool. I'm just going to say, create a description of an application that I can give to AI Studio to create an app. So I'm asking for ChatGPT to give me a prompt. So here's a clean, direct app description that you can paste right into AI Studio. So clear purpose, functions, and it's got this one here. Copy and paste, no explanation. Niche discovery coach, realistic profitability checker, audience demand signals, beginner-friendly validation steps. The interesting thing is that this is building an app, right? This is exactly the same thing that I built into a Claude skill. So sometimes you use a Claude skill and you just ask for it and you go back and forth in Claude. Here's an example of something that does the same thing, and this one's too small because I don't want. Here's something else that I've learned too. This is really big. I'm just going to say condense this into 2 paragraphs. Now, the reason I do that is oftentimes if you get too specific with AI Studio, it's been my experience that it tries to do too much. So I just try and do it simple, not too light, but not in depth like that. There we go. Okay, so there's 2 paragraphs. So basically it's saying the same thing. Interactive app for first-time course creators, generates 3 to 5 niche ideas, and then actually goes through a profit potential score. So we'll copy that and let's go create an app. I'm going to paste it in and build. So we're building an app. might take 30 seconds to actually get this done, and then we'll have an app that we can actually start using. And the whole idea here that I'm playing around with is that if I was traditionally going to do some kind of course or a lesson that had text and a slide deck with a talking head video, which would someone learn better from? Listening and reading, or actually having you say, here's an app, go through the app and figure out what kind of niche you're on, and then let's discuss it. Or if you find something that isn't working, let me know. Or if you have challenges or you're unsure of something, let me know and I'll talk to you about it because I'm the expert on it. Google Maps data, so there's all sorts of stuff happening. And on the left-hand side, hopefully you'll be able to see it. Let's build an app. I just want to make sure. Mentor app. Yeah, there we go. So on the left-hand side, I do have a mentor program. I'll show that to you in a second. So what it's doing, it's actually coding all of the app here. And you can see that it thought for 34 seconds and it was been running for 73 seconds. So I'll let that run in the background. I do have a mentoring program. I'll show that to you right now. Pretty straightforward. We do, and I do have some spots available here for the end of the year. So it's just trainingsites.io/mentor. And we do once a week. We have about an hour online, just us personally. And we do it for a month. And it's everything is there. And then it's $9.97 a month. So that one is available. I do have some spots during the week, especially near the end of the year where there's a little more time available, but it's definitely there. And these are working sessions. So it's not me, it's not you, it's me asking you questions and getting involved in your business and working together with you to make sure that you're getting in the right directions and things are going properly. So that is trainingsites.io/mentor. I'll make sure to put that in the link or comments below. And if you are interested, just take down the mentor one and book some time and we'll go over your business and how I'd be able to help you there as well. So hopefully I'd love to see you in there to work on that, whatever project you're working on. So let's see what we've built. Oh, okay, here we go. How long did that take? So a minute, 110 seconds, almost 2 minutes. And now we have our own application. So let's see what happens. Upper right-hand corner, see, we're gonna full screen. Everyone see the full screen here? We now have a perfect course niche, and it's asking, it's multimodal, so it's gonna talk to me. It allows me to talk to it. I'm gonna click allow, and here we go. So Niche Quest is the name of the app it came up with. And I've got struggling to figure out what to teach. Let's chat. We'll uncover your hidden strengths to find a profitable topic. You love teaching in just a few minutes. What you get? Start finding my niche. Now, I don't know if this is going to work. We'll do it because I'm doing a live stream now. So we'll see what actually happens here. Let me see if I can make this a bit bigger. Let me make that a little bit bigger. Try and get the screen a bit bigger so you can see it in behind. There we go. So first of all, was that pretty cool? We got 2 minutes, we've got an app built from 2 paragraphs of text we got from ChatGPT. So yeah, so there we go. Now it's gonna ask and start talking to me. I don't wanna obviously talk, but we'll take a look and see how it works. Okay, super excited to help you. What's something you're really good at? So I can type my answer. Here's an example where this is a good example. So right now, something isn't working properly because I can type my answer, but there's no way for me to actually get involved with it. So I'm just going to say, again, this is the one-shot prompt. I got this. I need the two-shot prompt. Add the availability of a microphone, of using a microphone and audio. Again, this is just on the fly here. To respond, currently where it is limited to text. So I'm just going to go and do that and send it to the prompt, and we'll actually internal error. So let's do a retry here. There we go. So it's running in the background. So it's going to go and add another feature. And this is what I was saying. Sometimes you have to go back and forth a couple times to get the main things working. But you can see that this is, I'm not programming. I have no idea about programming, but we've actually got something we're starting to build that I can now make available somewhere in a course if I wanted to, or a lesson, and just say, hey, try this app, use the app. What did you come up with? How did it work? What are the things did you learn? Put it in the discussion, put it in the group forum, that kind of stuff. So that was kind of neat. Give me a thumbs up if you like that. I thought it was pretty cool. The videos that I've been doing have shown some examples that I've been creating on AI Studio. Again, it's free to use right now. I would highly suggest that if you want to do something like Notebook, go in and start playing around and see what you can come up with. There's no harm in failing fast on these ones. And again, for me personally, the part that I'm struggling with is trying to figure out, and this is the one thing with AI that I think most people forget. The challenge is not the use of the tools anymore. The challenge is making sure that you're strategic and the questions that you're answering, leveraging AI, are the ones that the people you're trying to help either need and or want to use. So that's kind of neat. So Alan's just saying there, yeah, that's absolutely amazing, but look how far you can get with barely 2 prompts. Yeah, this is huge. This is huge. And the part that I hope everyone who watches this understands that this is November. This is November. And right now, from the stats that I read and the other people that I view, we're getting the capabilities are doubling from all of these tools every 3 to 6 months. So that means if I talk to you guys in March and I can do this now, what are we going to be able to do in March or June of next year? And I remember the first course that I took. The first book that I wrote took me 7 months to write a book. I did a book a long time ago. It was the first book I wrote in the early 2000s. One of the first things I started selling online was 52 Secrets My Mom Never Told Me About Internet Marketing. It took me 7 or 8 months to write it, and it was bad. So I'm looking at this now, and I'm looking right here where I can create an app in 2 to 3 minutes. And if the availability of these tools and the ease of use and the functionality is changing every 3 to 6 months, and I took 7 months to write a book, or maybe I'm doing a video course and I'm doing it the old way where I'm trying to figure out, getting a good background and being nervous on camera, as opposed to 6 months from now, and someone can spit out a course or actually have the tool create the learning content for the individual in 6 months. So this whole idea of education and teaching and learning, I think, is focus on the community and the platform that you have, and then start leveraging the tools that are appropriate for the market that you're serving. That's what I'm trying to do. That's what my suggestion is. That's what I've seen the other people in my space that were traditional internet marketers and got brought up with that, get into my funnel, buy a low ticket offer stuff. I don't know how much time is left for that business model, let alone education. Again, it's just me ranting right now, but I think anyone who's in traditional education is in some major trouble. I think coaches are in some major trouble if they don't have their own platform. The one example, here's the app, by the way. We'll just go back to that. It's actually working now. So we'll do this one here. Let's see what it did. Took for a minute or two to put it in. Rewrote all the code, start finding my niche. No application here. Oh, it had a microphone. Sorry, there we are. Hey, I'm looking to find a niche about AI tools. There we go. So I can just do it by audio. If I wanted to turn this into a conversation, there we go. No code for small business, analyze potential. So again, this is something just got created automatically for me. Analyze potential, crunching the numbers, checking demand, drafting your course plan. This is just 2 shots. We're actually got a profit potential, audience demand. You can go and actually fill these particular ones out. Course curriculum outlines. I didn't even ask for any of this. So the more specific you get in these shots to clean things up, we've now got a pretty good tool. So yeah. And this is what else we have for questions. I've been going an hour. I might call it quits unless there's some good questions. I hope this stuff is making sense to you. My goal personally, when I'm teaching people or talking about this, is just to get people think a little bit bigger. And of course, what I have to work on personally is making sure that I can get you guys to start building the community. And that's what I'm focusing on over the next little while, is how can I get people to go, okay, I have an idea for an education business. I'm passionate about something. I'm really good at something, but how do I have a platform where I can deal with people, talk to people, help people, whether it be a course or a learning experience or a workshop or in person, but where is that space to be able to do that? And I think it's a training site, and I would love for everyone to have their own training site because they're very easy to spin up now. One of the services that we have is building out the sites for people. We can have a site running tomorrow if you want one that looks exactly the same as the one that we have here. And we can even manage it if you want to. And if you are interested in that, what you can do is, we'll just go to this one here. I'll show another page for you. If you do want to book some one-on-one time with me specifically and just tell me about the project that you're working on, and again, you can go to trainingsites.io/talk and book some time with me, a 15-minute session. Everyone is entitled to one who's a member of the community, but you can come in, book some time with me. We'll have a little chat. I'll make some suggestions to you on what might be a right approach moving forward. So that's trainingsites.io/talk. You'll notice that this looks suspiciously like Calendly because this is Fluent Booking, which is part of the campus, and this is another tool that is tied to the CRM, all the marketing automations, and the community. So again, that's this whole system. It's one piece of the puzzle, and it's specifically in here. And here's one of the things, just an example. Sometimes people we were talking at the beginning about having a flexible platform. One of the other things that I have here with my version of Calendly, which is Fluent Booking, is I have paid strategy sessions as well. So if you just want to book 90 minutes with me, I can take a payment for the strategy one, pick it on, goes to the Fluent cart, gets charged $250, sets the time with us, the Zoom calls, records the Zoom call into the CRM, onboard automation, emails get sent out, everything is automated, but it's just another opportunity to monetize your community and your expertise, and it's something that, again, you're either having to plug stuff in or hopefully it's in whatever platform that you end up using. So what else we got here? Any other questions? Anything else you want to see? Anything else you've been playing around with? If not, I will make sure that this is added to the Training Sites community, and we'll actually put it in with some additional notes and working documents based on the conversation. And that's the other thing that's changing really quickly. And in fact, you'll see a video on it shortly. Actually, I'll just show you. Let me just talk about this one thing because I get asked about it, and I will kind of chat about this. Okay, so here's two things. The first one is, where is it? Yeah. So I'm just going to open this up. This is, this is a video that will be done at some point, not quite done yet. But this one is about, I've got 30 different things that you can do with Gemini, and these are more than prompts. So this is about stuff like taking videos, creating blog posts from it automatically. There's all sorts of cool stuff that's happening with Gemini. Pay attention to it if you haven't already, but these are ones that are like mind-blowing ones that are easy for everyone to do now. So that video is going to be available shortly. The other one is, let me just open up my studio here. And here's one other piece. And again, I'm just ranting here. The reason the community part is part of it, I am a firm believer in YouTube and building out your community library. I think if you aren't comfortable on YouTube yet, get comfortable. You don't have to be professional. It's like one-off talking to the camera. you just get going on YouTube. Everyone should be on YouTube because YouTube is the only marketing platform that I think matters moving forward. And specifically because of tools like Gemini, which you'll see in the next tool. But right now I got 596 videos that are here that I've done over the last 18 months. I have all of the transcripts for all of these videos is all available for AI, and it's all available within the community. So this is just content, 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 and it is video content, audio content, and text content. So it's multimodal right from the start, and Gemini 3 now has access to all of that. That's the first thing. Second thing is, and this is the one that is so important, is that when you do a YouTube channel, it may take a while to get one or two videos that hit, but when they hit, you will get so many subscribers, not only to your community. Remember, if you have a community, anyone who joins your community as a free community, you have their email address. If you have their email address, you have the opportunity to market to them. So the purpose of YouTube is just to get an email address. Get people to join the community for free so that you have your email address. And I'm going to tell you right now as an example, the most important part is to do a volume of YouTube videos so that you have the better opportunity or larger opportunity to actually get in front of your market. And if you find a way to message what it is that you're doing and the topics that you're doing, you'll have people that say, yeah, I'm interested, just like you guys now, in this topic. I want to find out and learn more. If that's the case and you get a couple videos that hit and start to do well, you will grow a larger number of subscribers in your community. Not necessarily the subscribers that are here in the channel, the subscriber in the community. So just as an example, I had a video on the weekend that did very, very well. So this one here that I did the first time I just showed the examples. So that one, 66,000 views in the last 6 days. So from this one video, I think I added 3,500 new subscribers to the actual subscribers here on the channel. But I also added, I think, close to 1,000 community members from it. So if I have 3,000 new subscribers here who are now going to get notified when I do another video, plus I have 1,000 new email addresses that I collected from the people that went and just clicked on trainingsites.io/join, which I talk about during the videos, they are now in all of the automations that I have set up in the community. Some people will lurk, some people won't do anything, some people will just watch other people, some people will leave, and that's fine. But the fact is I have their email address. So whether I'm selling a product or a service or an affiliate product of someone else's or an event, they're part of the community. It's someone that I have to message that is at least showing some interest. So if you're just starting out, you're thinking, I gotta have a course, I think you have to have a YouTube channel first and then turn it into a course. Because people are gonna say, hey, I'm interested in that, or I'm not interested in that. And that was the part that I was kind of mentioning before, right? When we went to the campus, I thought it was more about AI tools, but people are asking, how do you build a business out? And if you don't have YouTube videos and you don't have people in your community, you're only guessing as to what people need, which is kind of neat. So there we go. Okay, let me do just a couple more questions now. Here, who managed to buy tokens at pre-sale? So I think right now, let me look at this one. This one is, I think this is, I'm not sure. This one is probably spam. So I don't know how that works. I'll have to figure out how to actually turn that one off. Um, uh, so a couple more questions here to that app. Okay, there we go. So which app, Alan, which one are you looking for? We got that one, being that we built it together like that. Oh, okay. I will provide in trainingsites.io, and this is the interesting part. Let me do this now, and I'll actually put it live into, so here's I'm gonna copy the actual prompt that we used, and I want you to go build your own version of the app. That one I'm not gonna do anything with because I actually created one similar, and I can show it to you, but I'll put this one right in the campus right now so that you can have of it. Just gonna put in, just gonna do live demo Just going to say we did a today's coaching or today's live stream. Here's the prompt we used. Sorry, I'm typing over my keyboard. Sorry. Okay. We get there. Select space. We'll put it in the general discussion. We'll put it in AI tools and ideas. Post away. So here's what I'd like you to do. Go in and copy that prompt, make some changes, make it your own, and then go and see what happens and see what you end up building. So that's what I'd like you to actually go to do. And the plugins. No, I don't build any of the plugins. The other question is, do I do the plugins? No, I don't. I have, there's a WordPress vendor that makes plugins called WP Manage or WP Ninja Manage, and they make a suite of tools that are called Fluent Community, Fluent CRM, Fluent Booking, Fluent Boards for project management, Fluent Cart. So there's a whole stack of tools that they have. I have white label or developer license keys for that. So you can either go and buy them directly from them, hopefully using my affiliate link, and or we have our own hosting on our dedicated servers. And if you want a campus built out, a business built out, we can, if you want, host them on our own servers. And or if you already have a WordPress site, we can put our license keys and apps on, and you can just use ours if you're doing part of our monthly managed service as an example. So I didn't build these courses. These are off-the-shelf courses. There's nothing custom at this point on any of the sites that we do. It's just WordPress plugins, and they're all available. So, yeah. So Alan saying, I found my vibe coding little apps like that, and yes, so I'd love a place to show my stuff. Yeah, perfect. If you do have apps too, the other thing is if you have an app right now and you want to show it off, and it is publicly available, if you're playing around here, just go to the wins and celebrations and just put it in here. Like if you've got something that you've done, a course that you've done, put it in the wins and celebrations, let other people know about it and say, hey, we got something here. Might be interested in looking to see how it works. That would be cool. I'd love to see what else is going on here. Make that a little bit smaller there. Okay. Yeah, so here's the other stuff that happens. Like 20 days ago was 29,000, I think, on YouTube. Right now we're at I think there are 33,000. Yeah, 33,000 people. So 4,000 new subscribers. It's kind of interesting. And the part that, this is kind of a putting my marketing head on. When we first started a long time ago, it was all about blog and SEO, organic traffic. And you would write a blog post and you'd kind of game the system or try and game the system. I actually had a program called Get Ranked First on Google. I still own a whole bunch of the Get Ranked First on Google domains. I had ebooks and stuff that I wrote about that. But that was the only real way to get traffic, was organic traffic, or you would have paid traffic or joint venture traffic. So there's kind of the three ways to do it. But everyone wrote blog content, and you hope that it would get picked up or that people would refer it to a blog post, and then you'd have some kind of opt-in or links to purchase something in the blog post. But you didn't get lots of traffic from those, and maybe it wasn't something that people were really engaged in. And if I look over the stats on the YouTube channel for the last 12 months, I think I'm at 1.2 million views. So we've got 1.2 million people who have partially watched, or fully watched some of the videos that I've done. And if I look and say, how many blog posts would I have had to written, or how many ads would I have had to place, as opposed to get someone to know, like, and trust me because they've seen me, they're comfortable with me. I think that YouTube is the ultimate marketing platform for getting that start to a community and a platform where someone says, hey, I kind of like this person, I'm comfortable with them, and I think they know what they're talking about. I want to find out more and get engaged, and that's all that you can kind of ask for. So there we go. What else we got here? Any other questions? If not, I'll pack it in for today. I really enjoy this time, and I want to thank you for spending it with me. If you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel, and of course, make sure to go to trainingsites.io and join. And I will put this in the campus as well, so that you can have access to it and watch it again. And if you haven't already, of course, let me just pull this one up here. I want to make sure that I'm in the right spot. If you haven't already, please make sure to go to trainingsites.io and get involved in the community here. There are courses, and this is a part that I'm not sure on how I'm going to do this yet, is putting these apps, putting them in the actual course and or doing them separately. I'm not entirely sure how to do that at this point. The one thing that I will say, and this is the other piece, I didn't talk about it today, maybe another time, is that these ones right here, am I getting all of the prompts here, all the chats? I think so. Are there any more questions here? Going to lock a spot with you sometimes. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Alan. The one thing that's happening here in the background, and this is a part that's really neat, especially with Gemini 3, and I'll just talk about this briefly, is that the YouTube videos now are going to be automatically synthesized, posted, and added as courses here within the community. And that includes any of the posts that go into the actual live feed. So this is going to be automated with AI and agents within the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this whole idea of a community and pumping content in about a particular curated topic, I think there's a huge value there, and it's going to even get faster and more cool content. So, just kind of think of broader than I'm protecting my moat is because I have a cool course. It's not anymore. You can't protect your content. You can protect your community, but not your content. So hopefully that makes sense to you. I had a lot of fun doing this, and we'll bring it in for landing, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care and expect the best.